So everyone, we're gonna go do more of the main story of Final Fantasy XIV. It's gonna start off where we left off in, I think, Gridania. No, that's Primal Fear. We're throwing that quest in later. Uh, we're not gonna fight him yet. I would like to set up a full group before we take on that boss. Alright, so where we're going is, we're gonna go talk to the leader of the, of Gridania. She's the one that, called on us to deal with, King Moggle the 13th, and if you miss King Moggle, look him up. He's got one of my favorite theme songs in the game. The Elder Seedseer is expecting you, madame. May I show you in? The Elder Seedseer's area is actually very pretty. I like the lotus stand. I like the music too. Alright, Payment, I'm going to be sharing screen with you here, so be ready. Alright, we're going to talk to Papalimo first. By Louisbois' definition, the late King Muggle the 12th was indeed a primal. But how can that be? It defies all precedent. Kuplo Cop? Everyone wants to hear your tale, Kupo. What are you waiting for? Tell them, tell them! And finally, Ida.
Miro, Cop says you killed the thing. I'm pleased, of course, but it's completely spoiled the end of your story. Silly Moogle.
Alright, and Kani-sana. I'll let you know if it's voiced, so don't start right away. It's not voiced.
Miro, you are returned to us unharmed and victorious. Thus I have 2 reasons to be glad. Yet many questions remain unanswered. If you would be so kind as to oblige me, I would fain hear all that occurred in Thornmarch. Then it is as we feared. The king really is a primal. But he really isn't, is he? I mean, the Moogles don't worship him. For one thing, he's not even a god to them. That doesn't sound like any primal I've ever heard of.
Then mayhap the fault lies with the definition. The fact remains that through a combination of the power contained in crystals and the force of their collective faith, the Moogles called forth a being that by rights should not exist. Moreover, when slain, said being left no corpses, the aether which comprised him instead being scattered to the 4 winds.
According to the accepted definition, he may not be a primal, but the mode of his manifestation was in every respect the same. Which means...
Asians! This whole business reeks of their handiwork. Kapopo! But they said it was a masked man who taught them how, years ago. But Gardania said no shortage of masked men, and I never thought to question. Confound it all! How many more will they ensnare with their tainted gifts?
Too many, I fear. So long as there are paragons to stir the embers, fools to build the pyre, and crystals to feed the flames, ever and again shall we suffer primal visitation. A somber thought, but a salutary one. My heartfelt thanks, Miro. Already the information you have provided has proven invaluable. The Grand Serpent Marshal and I have much to discuss. Oh, before you do, my lady, I was hoping we might finish discussing that other matter. The matter of which you speak has even now been settled. The Science shall not want for support, We shall be glad to send additional supplies to Revenant's Toll. We knew we could count on you, my lady.
While Eda and I remain to discuss the particulars of our arrangement with the Elder Seedseer, mayhap you could return to the Waking Sands and apprise the antecedent of all that has transpired. Alright. So, stop sharing here. We'll start that back up when I get to the Waking Sands, okay? Alright, so should I take the boat, Piamet, or should I run?
Boat.
Boat? Okay. Alright, so what I mean by taking the boat, there's a ferry from Limsa Laminsa just outside of the Arcanist Guild that will take us to Horizon. If you've been watching my stream for a while, you'll know this as I've taken it before. But if this is your first time, and welcome, you will get to see this. I'll probably skip the video though, because it's not exciting. It's just me walking onto the boat. See, look at that. And then we'll see the boat take us into town, but I skipped that too, I think. Might be considered a separate cutscene, actually. No? Okay. And here we are. We're in Vesper Bay. This is where the Waking Sands is. If you're just starting your journey into Final Fantasy XIV, you will become quite acquainted with this small little town, as you will come here a lot. Yeah, there's Tatara. Alright, I'm going to share screens with Piamet. Alright, let me know when you see that.
Yep.
Okay.
The Guardian threat may have faded, but there is no end to the work we Scions do. In our own unique ways, may every one of us continue striving to make a better Eorzea.
Alright. Thank you for that, Tataro. Okay, here we are in the Waking Sands. We're gonna gain entrance to the Solar. And Minfilia. You ready, Pacament?
Mm-hmm. It is good to see you hail and healthy, Mearow. I received word from Ida and Papilmo that you had failed good King Mogulmog XII, but I had hoped to hear your version of the tale. So it was as I said, summoned with the same methods used by the beast tribes and taught by the Ascians. Though unfortunate, this incident did at least serve to remind the Elder Seedseer of our usefulness. Your offer of additional support could not have come at a better time. My thanks, Mearow.
Excellent. These are yellow drops and stuff. Give some resistance, but I don't really care about them, so I'm not going to use them. Alright, the Gifted. The time has come to at last leave Vesper Bay, and Minfilia would apprise you of the final details of the move.
Owing to the tireless efforts of all concerned, we are, at long last, ready to bid farewell to Vesper Bay. So as to avoid drawing undue attention, we shall make the journey to Revenant's Toll in small groups, departing at irregular intervals. Lest you doubt, it is still my intention to conduct future operations openly, but on this particular occasion the need for caution overrides all other concerns. To move north as one ponderous caravan would only serve to invite attack. It seemed only right that I should be the last to leave, and I would have you remain with me until the end, Mearow. Upon my departure, the Waking Sands will formally cease to be our headquarters, and the premises will be given into the care of Urianger. I had thought to relinquish the property, but he was quite adamant, and I had not the heart to disagree. These walls have borne witness to some of the brightest and darkest moments in our Order's history. Mayhap it is best that we do not forsake them entirely. Urianger shall remain here and devote his energies to studying the nature of primals. By the grace of the 12, you will one day discover the permanent solution that we have sought for so long. Of course, you will not be alone. LSA shall continue to work closely with them as well. Should they require our assistance, I have their assurances that they will not hesitate to contact us. Speaking of Oriange, would you inquire of him if any tasks remain undone? I cannot escape the feeling that I have forgotten something. Something important.
Alright. So we're gonna go talk to Urianger. Rattle. Oh good. An opportunity to mend my gear. Thou art ever welcome, Mira, but I require no assistance. Pray, take thy leave, unburdened by concern for my well-being. Verily, thy countenance bespeaks of a desire to quit this place without further delay. May thou thinkest this chapter of our tale concluded? That these hulls should rightly be consigned to the annals of history? And man's eagerness to seize the future, how readily he doth set down the past. Full many a proud pioneer hath bravely stridden into the great unknown, only to find there the banner of his ancestor, faded by eons. And still man give glory in his discoveries. 'Tis through his pride that wisdom doth ever give way to ignorance, while they who lurk in the shadow remain hidden, lost, no sooner than they are found. Interesting. Be not offended, Mira. Thy conduct hath ever been beyond reproach. Despite thy surpassing strength and all thy many victories, thou hast never been so convinced of thine own greatness as to imagine thyself above the failings of thy forebears. Mayhap it is the echo which hath opened thine eyes to the lessons of history. Would that the same could be said of... Whence came that cry? The solar, 12th forefend, the antecedent!
Mira, you must... Tell me, Louisville, would you have done the same?
Louis Lavalier was a remarkable man, wise beyond mortal measure. Would that I had met him prior to his passing.
Inassian here? How?
How readily you see. You are indeed gifted, antecedent.
But you're not like the others, you're rogues.
Gifted, but ignorant. Yet I shall not judge you harshly. The fault lies with your forebears. It has been millennia. Mine are the robes of an emissary. Unlike he who came before, I have no quarrel with you.
He who... You speak of La Habrea?
La Habrea is a warrior. He fought. He fell. He may yet learn from his mistakes.
Then he is still...
Come. I only confirmed that which you already knew. There is no cessation, no oblivion, only expulsion.
You... What are... We're ready when you are, my lady, if there's nothing else. Is something the matter? I feel the same way. After everything that's happened here, it feels strange to leave. But I'm sure we'll soon get used to Revenant's toll. Well, I'll let you say your goodbyes. Take as long as you like, my lady. We shall depart whenever you're ready.
It is only to be expected. She lacks the gift and the knowledge both. To her, we are indistinct.
I do not understand.
Shadowless, fleshless, formless. What truth there is in such each tale is diluted by time and telling. Knowledge dictates expectation, and expectation colors perception. Thus did she perceive not. So it is with all but a chosen few. Even you, when young, could not yet see with eyes unclouded.
You know nothing about me. Nothing.
The gift grants you clarity. It grants you focus. With it, you may in time come to see us as we are, rather than this crude approximation.
La Habrea did not think so highly of the Echo.
La Habrea is wrong about a great many things. The Echo is indeed a gift, albeit one you have yet to master.
And if we did?
There would be no strife between our peoples, for we would be of one mind. I leave, as I came, in peace, antecedent. May we meet again as friends.
Wait. Stay where you are. Ah!
Mayhap I was indelicate. 'Tis a mercy she shields her children from his grace with such resolve. Was it also by her hand that you survived the ardor, I wonder?
I take it there is no need to explain. Save your concern. He did me no lasting harm. Whatever his intention was, it was not to kill. I heard a cry. What happened? Are you alright? You look faint. Do you need to lie down? I could fetch you a flask of my special tonic. Riange, send word to the students of Baltacion. Tell them to scour the archives, the forbidden tomes in particular. If there is any reference to an Ascian robed in white, however oblique, I would know of it.
An Ascian, my lady. What was that? What gave you cause to cry out? I did but moments ago glimpse a figure clad in white set forth from the waking sands. Yet Ascians are wont to employ teleportation magics. Why would one be so brazen?
I know not and care not. Find him, Miro. turn every stone in Vesper by if you have to.
Pray attend me, Tataru. Alright, let's talk to Minfilia again.
He speaks of peace, but I know his words belie his true intent. Quickly, Miro, do not let him escape.
Alright, so I'm gonna stop sharing here. We gotta go find a man robed in white. Unfortunately, I remember this particular part being kind of annoying. I think I need to leave the group as well. Maybe not, though.
I left.
You sack of shit.
I'm just doing gathering and crafting anyway.
Alright, we're gonna whisper go. See what we can find around down here.
Whisper going.
It's not whisper go. This is the whisper go. Alright, so we got an orange thing here. Oh, no, never mind. I think we found him. I am told that you are the warrior of light, but I would know for myself. I shall walk north. You may choose to follow. Know, however, that you will be waylaid if you do. You may even perish. Should you survive, we shall speak anon. Alright. Yes. Hit the damn wrong buttons. Okay, there we go. Hopping in the whisper go. You are being judged by a gruesome gargoyle. If you recall, one of our first interactions with an Ascian occurred right after we fought a gargoyle in Eastern Lanasia. Was it? No, Central Lanasia. Central. This is by the frog area. Gnarled gargoyles. Alright. Hello, buddy. Squirms joins the party. This place is kind of cool looking. There's a laughing Jub. Kind of reminds me of the Orm Vale, actually. Oh, that's lovely. There's a level 50 hunt right there. And it's
If you link it to me, I can link it to others.
figures I run and it hides off. So. Gotta pull it away from Electron, or whatever the fuck his name is. There we go. Got it. Remarkable. Truly remarkable. I thank you for granting me this indulgence. None save she who bested La Habrea could endure such examination. Have the laws of man grown so twisted in my absence that it is now permitted to lay hands upon an emissary? You bore witness to my audience with the antecedent, did you not? Then you know I acted only in self-defense. I realize the same cannot be said of La Habrea. Even amongst his brethren, he is considered unique. Nevertheless, I cannot wholly condemn his misdeeds. For through them we discovered you, one so strong in the gift that she could cast us out. Your mother favors you still, that much is plain, but surely you must feel it. Her influence wanes, and her strength shall soon be spent. These lands, these people, this world, all shall soon join, or soon change. As it was, so shall it be again, as it should always have been. Doubt my claims and question my motives if you will. Only believe me when I say this. I am Elidibus, emissary, bearer of the word of the one true God, and we shall meet again. Alright, Elidibus.
I bought myself a Healy ring.
That's excellent.
Why do you say no?
Because Quiz asked, is it dead?
Oh. I see.
Alright, so I'm going to whisper go back to Minfilia. Juggernaut down. A unit of Guardian soldiers is sifting through the wreckage of a fallen Imperial Juggernaut, presumably searching for any salvageable pieces of Magitech equipment. Engage the unit and see its members are unable to report their findings to Castor Marinum. We won't be doing that. We are supposed to return to Minfilia at the Waking Sands. Like I said, we come here a lot. Alright. Scratch my leg. Here we go. Entering in. I'll be sharing screen with Piamet here in a moment. Ready?
Yeah. Thank the gods you've returned, Mira. After you left, I began to worry that I might have sent you to your doom. I take it our visitor proved elusive? Beg pardon? He was waiting for you? What did you do? What did he say? As it was, so shall it be again. Of when does he speak, and of what exactly? The words of Elidibus portend much, but reveal nothing, save perhaps a measure of disdain for La Habrea. I had hoped for answers, but it seems I shall have to be content with a wealth of additional questions.
Alright. Void Send Blood. Build on the stone. Minfilia has a final favor to ask of you.
Let us set aside the matter of the Sassian until after we have completed our move to the Rising Stones. There is but one final favor I would ask of you before I depart. I believe I mentioned before that my father was a member of the Alamican resistance. The truth, however, is more complicated than that. As far as the Empire knew, he was their spy. He maintained the deception for nigh on half a decade, furnishing the resistance with vital imperial secrets, while feeding his paymasters subtly conceived misinformation. When he died some 15 years ago, my father left behind his journal, which I have closely guarded ever since. It contains every shred of information he and his agents could steal on what they believed to be the single greatest threat to Eorzea, the Primals. Its wisdom has guided me through the years, though there is much within I still do not understand. It is my hope that Urianger will fare better. Tell him to treat it with care. It is all I have left of my father.
Alright. Gonna go deliver this to Urianger. I feel like she could have given this to him herself when she last saw him, but, you know. Why do that when you can have the Courier of Light bring it over? I thought thee departed. To what end dost thou linger? Warburton's Journal. The legacy of Minfilia's father, who perished in the parade incident of 1562 when a Gubu broke free of its magical fetters and ran amok through the streets of Ul'dah. Contains a wealth of stolen Imperial research on the primals, as well as other information which has yet to be deciphered. The father's final bequest, the daughter's lifelong labor. It is no small thing to surrender such a cherished memento. Well, can I imagine the antecedent's pain? Upon mine honor, I swear to spare no effort in the study of these materials, lest my lady's sacrifice be in vain. Alright, that's you, Packermat.
Mira, this is Minfilia. Forgive me, but I could wait no longer. I have departed for the Rising Stones. If you have yet to. Once you have given the journal to Urianger, I bid you come to the 7th heaven in Revenant's Toll. Jataru will be there to show you inside our new headquarters. Assuming you have already attuned to it, you may wish to make use of our new Etherite in Revenant's Toll. After all, it is right on our doorstep.
Primal Awakening, Primal Nature, the King Lives. I'm assuming these are all related to... Except for Primal... Actually, Primal Nature, what is that one? I'll look at that later. Alright, we're gonna teleport to... Mordona. There we go. And 7th Heaven is just right here, and it's a bar, or pub, named after the 7th Heaven's Bar from Final Fantasy VII. Alright, here's Tataru.
Welcome, Miro. Welcome. This is your first time here, if I'm not mistaken. I think you're going to like our new home. Well, what are you waiting for? Go in and have a look.
Alright, so we can now enter the Rising Stones, which is the new headquarters of the Scions of the 7th Dawn. So if we take a look here, here's somebody named Coulton. I did not realize the Scions had moved until I had arrived in Vesper Bay. Thankfully, Ariane was kind enough to direct me here. Oops. I know I've only just joined, but if there's anything I can do to help, please let me know. Yes, Thancred. As ravishing as ever, perhaps for old time's sake we should... Gods, Miro, don't sneak up on me like that. We bards are an easily startled lot. Not even a bard, buddy. Here's Flamin.
Oh, you wish to help. That's very kind of you, but I can manage on my own. Besides, you should be out having grand adventures, not withering around here or with me.
Alright, and here's Hoary Boulder. Lord! Alright, Papalimo. So here we are, completely independent and unquestionably neutral. Or at least more so than before. Truth be told, I cannot say it feels that different. Of course, Ida begs to differ. Here's Ida doing squats from Final Fantasy VII.
I love the smell of victory in the morning. It smells like sweat. No. Montoy sauce. No, victory. Yeah, victory.
Alright. So you see, it's, I think this place may be a little bit bigger than, no. Yeah, I think it's a little bit bigger than the Waking Sands. Here's your Stola reading.
As you can see, our Charlene allies have furnished us with a wealth of new tomes. It would be prudent for you to broaden your knowledge as well.
Fuck you. Mira doesn't read. You read for Mira. Is it not wonderful, Mira? Nary a single presumptuous merchant has darkened our door. I know full well they will come in time, but for now let us enjoy the respite. We are entering the solar. There you go. There's two people just standing there. Hello, Minfilia. Alright, is this voiced? Nope.
Well, it is certainly spacious. Today marks a new beginning for the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, for today we declare our independence.
We shall henceforth be beholden to no nation, but serve as all of Eorzea's people, proudly and openly. But this does not mean that we will sever our ties to the Eorzean alliance. On the contrary, the antecedent and I shall endeavor to strengthen them. Rest assured, however, that we shall not permit political considerations to influence our decisions.
Our identity remains unchanged, as does our cause. We are the Scions of the Seventh Dawn, and our single purpose is to safeguard the future of Eorzea.
For Eorzea!
For Eorzea! A moment of your time, Miro, I would speak of Elidipus.
Pardon the intrusion, my lady, but the matter which bringeth me to admit no delay. Mine every attempt to contact the students of Baldessian hath been met with silence.
No one will respond? How odd. Allow me to try. No response. Surely they would not ignore us.
They have never yet, my lady. I fear we must assume the worst.
No, I will not believe it. An outpost, perhaps, but not their headquarters. Their wards are beyond circumvention. Had they come under attack, they most certainly would have raised the alarm. None could penetrate their sanctum unnoticed. But for those who lack the gift and the knowledge both, oh no. Contact their agents in the field at once. If aught has befallen the students of Baldassian, they may know of it. Though the thought of it pains me, until such time as we have evidence to the contrary, we can but assume the worst. Accordingly, we must needs seek another source of information on Elidibus.
'Tis possible that others in the homeland are possessed of such knowledge. Be fairly warned, however, they are unlike to yield it unconditionally.
Do what you must. Yet another unforeseen and unwelcome development. What could be next, I wonder? A visit from a crimson-clad Asian, perhaps? Or Ocker, or Puce? And which of our allies will then fall silent? For a time I thought we had gained the upper hand. When you shattered the crystal of darkness and cast out La Habrea, I dared to hope that we had found a way to rid ourselves of the Asian menace. But I was wrong. He endures and may yet return. Upon that point, I have no doubt that Elidibus spoke true. Yet there must be a way to destroy them utterly, a way to spare this world their unholy machinations. I dare not consider the alternative. There are forces at work we do not understand, Miro. I discern them all around in disturbances too great and too numerous to be dismissed at mere coincidence. Doubtless the paragons are involved, but how and to what end is far from clear. I know not what will come, but I do know that we will rise and meet it as one. My stalwart hero, your face is a picture of resolve. I know that you will be ready when the time comes. With luck, however, that will not be for a while yet. Pray return to your private affairs with my blessing. Should anything arise, you will be informed. Krael, where are you?
Your intercession was not foretold. You object. We question. Our plans are in motion, your intentions unclear. They survived the Seventh Order and are stronger now in the gift. Does that not intrigue you? No, it does not. Serve as you will, so too shall I. We labor not at cross purposes. The wisdom of his plan shall become apparent in time, when the veil is lifted from their eyes, and at long last they see. Alright, build on the stone. We got an achievement, a realm awoken. Okay. We should have gotten a title for that. We did not, actually. Not for this one, I guess. Okay, so I think that ends 2.1 and we're going into 2.2. Still Waters. Menphilia has a new assignment for you. That's you.
Truly, there is no rest for the weary. Scarce had I begun to make myself at home when I received a request for assistance from Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. It would appear their storehouse in Horizon has been the target of a series of covert robberies. Minor as they seemed in isolation, occasional discrepancies in the manifest were long dismissed as clerical errors. It was only during the concern's annual audit that a pattern became apparent. Significant quantities of crystals, and only crystals, were missing. I need hardly tell you what that may imply. The brass blades charged with investigating the thefts believe that someone within the concern is selling the crystals for profit. Alas, they have as yet been unable to identify a likely suspect, and the concern's proprietors have grown frustrated by their lack of progress. Needless to say, I would not have agreed to intervene had the stolen goods been of merely monetary value. If there is even a possibility that the thief acts not out of self-interest but in service to a primal, we can ill afford to wait for the blades to realize their mistake. Pray depart to Horizon at your earliest convenience. Rendezvous with Estola when you arrive. She and Thancred have already begun a preliminary investigation. I have every confidence that the three of you will get to the bottom of these thefts. I only hope our fears prove unfounded when you do.
Quest accepted. Alright, so what is this about a primal going on? It's gonna jump me into another cutscene. No, okay. Philia, what do you have to say now?
When you arrive in Horizon, be sure to speak with Estola. She will inform you as to the latest developments. For my part, I shall continue to speak with the concern's representatives. They may have additional information which could be of use.
Alright, so we're gonna teleport to Horizon. Off we go. Alright, where are they? They're there. Hello, Estola.
Miro, your assistance is most welcome. I have already spoken at length with the brass blades of the Rose, albeit to little avail. It would seem that the thieves took great pains to conceal their activities. I could go into further detail, but your time might be better spent in conversation with Fufalupa. He is the officer charged with leading the investigation. I would only be repeating that which he related to me. If aught eluded my attention, mayhap it will not elude yours.
Alright, here's Fufalupa. We helped Fufalupa a long time ago. Miro! What a pleasure to see you again. Estola said to expect you. Terrible business, these thefts. We have yet to confirm the quantities of crystal stolen, but I dare say it may be greater than... but never mind that. I have news to share. A short while ago, the driver of a heavy-laden carriage refused to halt for inspection and broke through our checkpoints on the Royal Elegant Sunway. Alas, my colleagues had no mounts with which to give chase. However, our scouts have reported seeing a cart of the same description bound for eastern Thanalan. These could be the thieves, don't you think? We must inform Ishtola at once. Alright, let's go talk to Ishtola.
A speeding carriage. That would seem a curious choice for thieves of such proven cunning. If the Ilmulja do have a foothold in eastern Thanalan, Thancred is already afield with a unit of brass blades. I shall instruct him to take up a position to the east of the Beastman's encampment. Pray join him there.
Alright, so we are going to teleport to eastern Thanalan because I'm too lazy to walk, which should be Camp Drybone. It's probably raining there though. It is not. Alright, so Thanalan is down here. Alright. We're gonna whisper go our way over there. Look at that. Crystals spiking up into the air caused by the calamity when the Lesser Moon Dalamud crashed into the world. There's Thancred, I can see him from here. What do you got to say, buddy? Ah, Mira, for once it is you who is fashionably late. We seized the errant carriage and its excitable coachman not long ago. In all my years, I have not seen such a prodigious quantity of somnus. The Blades were calling it one of the greatest... sadly not. The coachman had no hand in the crystal thefts, but... And judging by my survey of the encampment, neither did the Amalja. But let's discuss this in Ishtola's presence, shall we? I'll see you back in Horizon. I rode all the way here for you to... Are you serious? Why are we just standing here, then? Damn, Thancred. Alright, sharing screens again. Alright, you see that?
Yep.
Alright, here's your Stola.
And so we find ourselves back where we began. What have I overlooked?
Against all expectation, it would seem the Amalja are innocent of this particular spate of crimes. By all indications, they have yet to replenish the stores of crystals exhausted during their last attempt to summon Ifrit. What I cannot fathom is why anyone else would go to such lengths to obtain crystals, and in such quantities. It cannot be that we are dealing with simple thieves. If their motive were profit, they would limit their trade to the crystals alone. Why would they limit their trade to crystals alone? Plainly, we are missing something. While you think about what it might be, I shall inform Urianger of our progress, or lack thereof.
Now then.
This is voiced.
'Tis I. The situation may be more complicated than we anticipated.
Indeed, I shall remain watchful. Ere thou goest, another matter requireth thine attention. A young maiden, full eager to... Wherefore inquirest thou of her fairness? Very well. Be she damsel or devil, I shall direct her steps to Revenant's Toe. Save thine insinuations for one given to such impropriety. thou shalt not find me amenable.
Far across the sea from the land of Domar have we traveled. We seek audience with the
Far
ruler of
across
these
the
lands.
sea from the
Who is
land
this?
of
No.
Doma.
Waste.
We...
Waste.
Oh.
I appreciate your candor, though.
Cantor. I forgot it was still the same cutscene. Mayhap a more subtle approach is in order.
Thangred wishes to discuss how to proceed with the investigation. Any bright ideas? A solitary flash of insight? No? Well then, for want of better suggestion, I say we try picking Fufaluva's brain again. Who knows, if we work together, we may yet find something of use nestled away within it. I like how Thangred inquired to how hot the maiden was. That's you.
And what of the brass blades of the rose? Can you say for certain that none were involved?
To be honest, I cannot. I have done my utmost to purge the corruption from our ranks since Captain Baldwin was brought to justice. My thanks again, Miro. But of those who remain, well, let's just say that there are many whose wants exceed their wealth. I fear the presence of a traitor would go some way to explain how the thieves' activities escaped our notice for so long. It would be most unfortunate for your fears proved well-founded, Fufalupa.
Indeed, if for reasons of security the concern decided to transfer the remaining crystals stored in Horizon to another location, their plans would be discovered the moment the brass blades were informed.
Ah, but such a shipment would surely be well guarded. Would thieves as widely as ours risk open confrontation?
Mayhap not, but neither would the concern be eager to present them with such an obvious target. They might instead elect to carry out the transfer in secret, to entrust the goods to, let us say, a lone Makoti miner traveling without escort, so as to not attract undue attention.
But who? Ah, I see. Yes, the concern may well elect to do that, but to travel with so much cargo would be a strenuous task indeed, and this miner would certainly need to rest upon the way. Mayhap north of the bridge to Hammerlea? A fine spot for a rest. Would you not agree, Miro? You lie in wait to the north, and I shall do the same to the south. Forgive me, my friends, but I have received new orders. I must inform my men at once. Call me cynical, but I would be surprised if these thieves lay down their arms and surrender. See that you come prepared for some encouragement. I think having the Warrior of Light with you should be encouragement enough. Alright. Let's whisper go our way over there. I would have thought that it was... Why would this be a good place to rest? There's desert pastes around. That seems like a terrible place. Standing watch. Movement in the distance catches your eye. Hey, they're monks too. Although they're not very good ones. The boots shined each other at the same time though, that was pretty funny. Here, try Dragon Kick. And victory to me. Unknown. This one's an archer. Oh, they're both archers. Well, that one died fast. Okay. What else you got for me? Alright, we're done. Alright, this is a good time to reset the recording before we continue.